what's up? Well, what do you think of this new format? Okay, I'm still trying to figure it out, so be patient. Anyway, 2010, what a year. Lots of highs and lows. But let me show you all that was going on this last year. Check this out. In January, I began my 18th world tour with a trip for the first time to Ljubljana, Slovenia. It was a wonderful time, and we worked hard to prepare Joseph as an outreach to the capital city. In February, we premiered this wonderful musical. I was supposed to go on to Santiago, Chile, but because of the huge earthquake there, the church canceled the trip, so I stayed in Europe, and we would do another performance of Joseph in the nearby town of Lendava. Then a miracle happened. My entire cast of Joseph from Slovenia met with my actors from Croatia. Wow, this was the first time ever that two Cornerstone groups from different countries have ever come together, and especially between two war-torn post-Yugoslavian countries. Wow, God is truly moving here. I did a whirlwind tour of Warsaw and Rzeszów, Poland, as well as Kiev, Ukraine, then back to Slovenia. March, after a cold 2 months in Central Europe, I was able to come to sunny and warm Peru, where we did The Judgment Seat in Lima. I flew back to Dallas to be a part of the Dream Team videotaping a motivational series. I then came back to Peru and met with the Peruvian director of the Ministry of Culture about working with schools. The show was a success, and we had packed auditoriums each night. Hundreds of people responded to the invitation. In April, I flew to Albany, New York to a theater called The Egg, where we would be presenting The Judgment Seat. I had a chance to visit friends in Pennsylvania and then came back to New York to open our powerful drama. We saw hundreds come to Jesus Christ. In May, I flew from the U.S. to Slovenia to do encore performances of our musical Joseph, this time in the city of Bled. We also got to tour a centuries-old monastery on the island. We did the musical, and hundreds were touched with a message of forgiveness. I love my job. Now to Croatia, where we would be performing at a house of culture in Bjelovar that would open Chrisfest, a Christian music and arts festival. The theater was packed, the show opened, and the people loved the show. Dozens responded to the message of Jesus. In June, I landed in Lagos, Nigeria. I have to admit that I wasn't prepared for the differences in lifestyle between Europe and Nigeria. We would do The Judgment Seat. We did several nights of performances, and the audiences kept growing each night. Over the 4 nights, we saw over 1,000 people respond to the altar call. We give God all the glory. In July, I arrived in Nairobi. Kenya is beautiful, but ugly lies and assumptions by one of the pastors there left me completely on my own. I was so mad, I canceled and was going to leave Kenya. However, the Lord spoke to me and told me to stay, and I obeyed. But with no other support, I opened The Judgment Seat. Altogether, hundreds were touched by the message of the production. At the end, however, instead of thanks, I had many who still only wanted money and even tried to rob me. In August, I flew on to South Africa to visit friends in Durban, to do an actors workshop in Cape Town, and to visit dear friends in Port Elizabeth. Then I flew to Dnipropetrovsk, Ukraine, where we would encore The Judgment Seat. We had hundreds touched by the message of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Afterwards, I visited friends in Sevastopol and Yalta, Crimea. In September, it was back to Croatia. The Lord has given us an incredible opportunity to reach the school children of Croatia. We had thousands of children in attendance. We presented Joseph and even got to share the gospel with them. I then took a train to Novi Sad, Serbia, and met with Pastor Peter Pilic. In October, I was able to come home to the USA for auditions for the Christmas musical that we'd be doing in December, and was part of my church's mission conference. I attended Tres Dias, a wonderful men's Christian conference. I also directed my 12th production of A View from the Edge. In November, I flew on to Seoul, Korea, and visited with many friends like Kim Sung-Hae Cho, Pastor Yonggi Cho's wife, as well as Pastor Lee, the new pastor of 950,000-member Yoido Church. In December, I flew back to the United States to prepare an encore presentation of Two from Galilee. It was beautiful and anointed. We saw so many people give their hearts to Jesus Christ. Busy time. Altogether, over 7,600 people came to Jesus Christ last year. How cool is that? Thank you, Lord. And now in 2011, a lot's going on. I begin my 19th world tour, and we're working on an all-new interactive website. Cool, huh? Hey, stop by Cornerstone-2010-Year or come and say hi on Facebook or even tweet me on Twitter. Stay close to Jesus. Ciao.